Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special Halloween live stream. And I don't know whether you can notice or not, I actually have a mask on at the moment. And, I mean, it's keeping it in theme with Halloween. But the only problem is, it is very difficult to talk with this on. So, I'm going to see how long I can keep this mask on for. But it might not actually stay on for very long because there's a bit of the bit of the chin is like right where your mouth is, so it's like, yeah, being just poked like in the face consistently all the time, trying to talk at the same time. But anyway, hello guys, thank you for joining me on this Halloween special live stream. A little bit late, but it was Halloween here yesterday, so we're having the Halloween night tonight. And the clocks did change at the end of the month, which I suspected they did. I didn't exactly know what the date was, and I didn't know what the date was on Saturday, so I wasn't sure when they were changing, but it means that this live stream is probably like an hour, I don't know, earlier or later. But anyway, another thing that I wanted to try and do, but I couldn't figure out how to do it, was to make my voice really low, like maybe take it down an octave for this intro part. But we're just going to have a version of me that looks a little bit scary, but just talks exactly the same way, albeit a little bit muffled. So let me get you guys up on screen. And tonight in the live graveyard, we have Bev and Rocket Girl, Shawnee Key, Steve, Robert, Donalia, and Bob, Mary, Tom, and Alma of Earthia, Tammy as well. Hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight. The other thing is, because I need a haircut, my hair being squashed inside this mask is slightly in front of my eyes. So if I can't quite read what's going on, it's just for the effect of having a mask on. But I'll probably take it off in a second, because it's served its purpose, I think. Let me get the names of my patrons up on screen as well, because they make this all possible in the first place. And is this going to be a first or second or third time lucky? With the patrons scrolling along the bottom of the screen, there they go. So a huge thank you to these people at the bottom of the screen, because they make this all possible and really are the foundation of everything that I do. You know who you are. Thank you guys so much. I think we're probably going to try and lose the mask, even though, and we don't know what this is going to do to the hair, but hopefully we're a little bit messy, and now I can actually talk. So that is great as well. And yeah, the hair's a little bit messed up, but it doesn't matter too much. It's a Halloween live stream. Oh, I've got a bit of a smart shirt on as well tonight. So that's the effort that I've made for Halloween. Just putting a smart black shirt on. Anyway, let's get everything on screen, because we're going to be doing everything as we normally do, but, you know, a little bit more spooky in nature, I guess. And I guess I could actually start this. I don't know whether you guys can hear it or not. I clicked on the thunder and rain button that I set up for previous Halloween live streams, so I don't know whether that can be heard in the background. I'm just going to let that play on. Oh, I heard something across the speakers there. I think it's going on in the background. So anyway, we're going to be doing this live stream just in the normal way. It's just that everything's red and we've got some cobwebs up on screen. We're going to get the light skull up on screen as well. So the pig roulette likes ghoul for tonight is 310, but I'm not sure if that's right, because as you can probably imagine, I was rushing around trying to get all of this stuff on the screen, setting up the live stream to make it look a little bit different as just, you know, a normal live stream, but just saying it's Halloween. So I did try to change it a little bit, hence why I was a bit late trying to get everything organised. And the goal for tonight is not 310. It's 375. So let me go up to my screen here, see if I can change this. And did that work? It looks like it did work. 375. That's what we are aiming for tonight. And let me see if we can get the lycometer up on screen as well. And there it is, 184 likes so far. So if you could give the thumbs up a click as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated to get us closer to that goal, but it really helps this live stream to get out there a little bit more and for the channel to grow on the whole. So anyway, I hope you guys had a great Halloween yesterday, whether you were trick-or-treating or just staying inside like my parents do and turn all the lights off, hoping that nobody rings the doorbell because I'm not sure whether they want to give away any chocolates or sweets. And that's another thing, that I don't really have a supply of chocolates or sweets. So fortunately, I got away with it. Nobody knocked at the door and it was all fine. So I don't know whether people get a lot of trick-or-treaters where you are, but yes, certainly in the local area here, it doesn't seem to be too bad. But when they say trick or treat, if you don't then give them a treat, what's the trick? And what do people do in other countries if you don't have anything to give away? That's something that I would find interesting to know what the trick is. So anyway, yeah, not a very eventful night for us here in the UK, but I think just tends to be what you're into, how you were brought up with it. I can't remember ever going trick-or-treating like every year. Maybe it happened once or twice, but yeah, I think it's just something that you either get brought up with, just doing every year, or not. So you can see some houses that go absolutely crazy with it, and I don't really mind if people go crazy for it. Same thing with Christmas, putting up the decorations is all fine. And the movies that go on TV as well. You start to get all of the, Halloween movies. I mean, literally Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis, all that kind of stuff. Which is great to watch. If you like to get a little bit scared, turn the lights out, watch one of those movies. It's all good fun. But anyway, back on track with tonight's live stream, because I'm going to get the donations tab up on screen with a pumpkin, as you can see. As you might be able to notice that there. I think in the last live stream I did on Halloween, I made the pumpkin go over my head, so it looked like I had a pumpkin head. And I don't know whether that's still, and this is probably a bad idea now, messing around with this now rather than having planned it before I actually did or started the live stream. I'm sure there was a pumpkin somewhere that was like a big size. It's exactly the same, but anyway, I can't find it, so that'll have to be for maybe next year. But now I'm kind of determined to try and find where this big pumpkin is. I don't know, where. Anyway, getting back to tonight's live stream, if you want to donate, I always say you don't have to, but there are some people out there that can't resist donating. Just watching is fine. Hitting that thumbs up would be great as well. Subscribing, is fantastic, and you don't have to donate. But if you find that you can't stop yourselves from donating, then we have the PayPal dungeon as it is tonight, and we have that up on screen. And we can see that there's already a donation that came in there that was from Drew, and that was for £24.78. So thank you for that, Drew. And I believe that was on Sunday at 22:02 in the morning here in the UK, but then the clock's changed, so then it says 20:01, but I would have seen that in the live stream had it come through at that point. But thank you, Drew, for that donation, and that would have been in the early hours after the live stream on Saturday night. So what I'm going to do is actually remove the donations, or the PayPal dungeon as it is for tonight, because I am going to be addressing all of the donations that have come through since Sunday morning as well. And I know that there have been some donations that came through before we went live, so thank you guys for those. And just quickly, it was Orlando who donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message was, spook the likes. I think we're going to have a lot of these plays on words tonight. So spook the likes. And that was it. And then just lots of pictures that are a little bit too small to see. But then Paul donated $2 as well. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message was, please spike the likes, y'all. Orlando's sidekick. And then Jennifer donated $7. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And the message was, Phil, Carl, and Teddy have a birthday tomorrow. Please wish them one. Thanks. Probably just wish them a happy birthday. I assume that is the message, the gist of it. So happy birthday to Carl and Teddy, whose birthday it is tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm sure everybody wishes that for you in the live graveyard tonight. And if you guys in the graveyard can say a big happy birthday to Carl and Teddy, I think if it's tomorrow, I don't know whether they're in the UK or in the USA. If it's tomorrow, it means that it's already today, because it's 16 minutes past midnight here in the UK. And as you might be able to see on the screen, I've just noticed that the clock is actually being covered up by cobwebs for tonight. So yeah, unfortunately we can't really see the time. I mean, maybe you could figure out that's 16 minutes past midnight, but maybe not. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to have to adjust the hair a little bit, because the mask, as I said, has just squashed my hair down, so I can't really see too much of what's going on. So thank you, Jennifer, for those donations, that donation and those donations, Paul and Orlando. Quick plug of the mug, because we haven't done that, and I'm not sure whether we did that in the live stream last time, but here's a plug of the mug. If you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, then you can do by clicking on the tray underneath this video, or click on the link in the description below for the spring.com store, and that'll take you straight through to where you want to go, whether you want to get mugs or t-shirts or hoodies, all that kind of stuff. There's also the Wings of Pegasus picks and necklaces and earrings and all that kind of stuff over at wingsofpegasus.com/merch if you want to head over there. So, yes, thank you for those donations, and Drew for that donation as well. I'm just going to have a quick scroll up, because we had a donation from Alfred that was for £100. So thank you for that very kind donation, Alfred. And that happened at 17 minutes past 10 on Sunday night. So thank you for that one. And I'm just going to scroll up, because another one came through. This was from Nicole for £12.23. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, "Hi Phil, hope all is well after Halloween. I have a question for you. What is your favourite album or song of Jimi Hendrix? Me, I love the melodic Angel and Driftings, or Drifting. Thanks for your answer. Kiss and cheers." So thank you for that, Nicole. And favourite album or song, I have to say, I'm not sure. Well, the first album I got was Axis Bold as Love, and yeah, I'm not sure. I think probably Spanish Castle Magic was one of those songs that I believe from memory was on Axis Bold as Love. And yeah, I mean, thinking about Electric Ladyland, I mean, that was, I think, the second album I got, but Electric Ladyland, I think I probably listened more to than any of the other albums that I got. So I'd say Electric Ladyland, and I think probably most likely because Voodoo Child was on that. And Voodoo Child's Slight Return, by the way, this is something that comes up all the time in the comment sections of videos on the channel, where I refer to, I think it was Steve Ray Vaughan, when he did a cover of Voodoo Child, A Slight Return. But people in the comment section, or at least a few people, say, you said Voodoo Child, whereas it's Voodoo Child. But Voodoo Child is the, a lot of people get this mixed up, is the jam track, effectively. I think it's like about 14 minutes in length from the same album. But Voodoo Child, Slight Return is, 4 or 5 minutes in length. Everybody will know that song. But people think that, I think because Voodoo Child, they maybe heard that as another song and get it confused with Voodoo Child. But anyway, so yes, I would probably say Electric Ladyland, because Voodoo Child, but also House Burning Down. That's one of those songs where it's just got a really epic intro. Just the lead guitar in that is really cool. So yeah, that's one of those songs that stood out for me on Electric Ladyland. But Anyway, that's just my choice and what I can remember. I mean, it was many, many years ago that I was listening to Jimi Hendrix. I think I've mentioned many times that he was the first guitarist that I heard that I then wanted to, start playing guitar and trying to figure out what I was hearing through the speakers. So, not these speakers, I mean, going all the way back then, I was listening to my dad's vinyl collection, and he had a few Jimi Hendrix records that I just put on, had a listen to. So, that was the first exposure I got really to lead guitar, and I then wanted to play the guitar to try and figure out what was going on. So, for my own personal collection, I'd say Electric Ladyland. But thank you for that, Nicole. And I'm just going to scroll up because Steve has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, Steve. And the message is, there are many materials for making guitar strings: metals, nylon, catgut, etc. How do you know which one to pick? What are different types best at? So thank you for that, Steve. And I mean, for most of, I would say, for actually all of my life, electric guitar wise, I've always played Ernie Ball strings. I mean, pretty much. I might have had some D'Addario strings when I just won them, so I got them for free. But I generally will be using those steel strings on electric guitar, of course, but nickel wound strings. So I think with the strings that I use, I go for nickel wound strings because they're all I've ever used, but also the point of having those, or at least the perceived point of having those, it's all subjective, but the perceived point is that when you change your strings, they'll be a little bit brighter and give you a little bit more kind of bite to the sound. And I've just used nickel wound strings since I started playing the guitar. And nylon strings I used to use obviously for teaching really more than anything, because I don't really use nylon strings with my own music. So obviously, first of all, any kind of steel strings, nickel wound strings, they're going to be bright. They're going to really cut through a lot more. And for nylon strings, that's where the top 3 strings of your guitar are nylon. So they're going to be very soft. And that's what you string up a classical guitar with. So the lower 3 strings will be steel strings. But then as you go to the higher strings, up to the higher notes, when you're playing any higher melodies, it then becomes softer in sound and isn't as aggressive. So that's what you'll find on classical guitars. And as for catgut, I haven't used that or those. I mean, we're going quite a way back now when we talk about using the guts of animals to be used, and it's something that I don't use. I'm not sure whether they're still using animal guts to make strings. I'd be surprised if they were, because of animal rights and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't used them, so I can't testify for what they sound like, and I'd probably not want to use them anyway. But nylon and steel strings, nickel wound strings are absolutely fine by me. But I can only really testify to what I have used. So thank you for that, Steve. And I'm just going to scroll up because Kevin donated £9.99 as well. So thank you for that, Kevin. And the message is, I missed the live session as I was recording. However, I feel the need to keep people like you going. Rock. So thank you for that, Kevin. And this was at 8 minutes past 9 earlier this evening. So maybe this was the live session on Saturday, but Kevin donated earlier this evening. So thank you for that, Kevin. And let me just have a scroll up because Tammy donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, what is your favourite horror or Halloween movie and or song? Happy Halloween. So thank you for that, Tammy. And we might be able to get this up on screen. And there it is. And let me have a little scroll down so you guys can see the message as well. So I might just have to adjust this so that we can see it clearly. I think you guys can see that, but I can see it clearly now. So Yes, favorite horror or Halloween movie? I don't know. I've already mentioned Halloween, the movie, earlier this evening. So I have to say that probably that would be up there for me, near the top of the list, purely because I think when I watched it, I was, I don't know, maybe not old enough to watch it, or maybe I'm guessing that it's like a 15 maybe, or maybe an 18, I don't know, but it was one of those that I would have watched when I was maybe a teenager. So I think it had the most impact on me, talking about, being scared or having frights. I did find the Michael Myers, I always think of, when I say Michael Myers, I always think of Austin Powers, but Michael Myers, because different thing, different person, character, all that kind of stuff. It's just the Myers, I think, that throws me off. But anyway, the Michael Myers mask, for me, I found that very, I don't know, disturbing looking maybe when I was younger. So I think it was, a really cool mask to have for someone like that, because it just looked a bit freaky to me. So yeah, that's one of those that certainly stuck in my mind. And then I guess when I was a bit older, there's a movie called The Ring, and that was a bit disturbing when I watched that, because it's about people that watch a video, and when they watch a video they then have, I don't know how long to live, but they will die after a particular point. And in the movie, not that I want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, that was a little bit disturbing as well. I think the problem that I have is when I watch movies like that, I tend to watch them at night by myself, probably in this kind of setting, but without the red light theme going on. So, I do kind of bring it on myself, and maybe try and make myself a little bit more scared or frightened than would be if I was just watching it with other people in a fully lit room. So I kind of do tend to do things along those lines. So, but I would go for Halloween. That would be my top pick for movies. But thank you for that. And or song, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of Halloween songs. The only one that popped into my mind was School's Out for Summer, Alice Cooper, because of the Scream movie. I think it's the movie called Scream. But there have been so many parody movies. I'm not sure whether that's the name of the parody movie or not. But anyway, it's the Scream. And again, that Scream mask, I thought that was quite good. That was quite scary. But I think in that movie, they have, School's Out. In that particular, School's Out for Summer in that movie at the beginning. So that kind of popped into my mind. But I don't know about Halloween songs. Anybody, let me know about Halloween songs if you guys want to start discussing those in the live graveyard, then you can do. And by the way, at the top of the live graveyard tonight, we've got the vote for tonight's cover video, and that's between Parisian Walkways and All Right Now. So you can have your vote for either of those two songs. It's going to be my version of either of those, of course. Hopefully it will be All Right Now. I can see that it's got 61% of the vote, so we might be listening to that a little bit later in tonight's live stream, or not. And we're just approaching midnight here in the UK. And of course, Anna goes through saying Thriller in the live graveyard. So thank you for letting me. And actually, I was singing that. I say singing it, humming it, or whistling it the other day. Because, actually, that was yesterday when it was Halloween. So, Thriller, of course, Michael Jackson. So, and I can see at the bottom of the live graveyard we have Tina saying The Exorcist. Now, that's another spooky movie, but I don't think I've watched it the whole way through. I've just seen bits of it, because it's just a movie where you tend to see the same scenes over and over again, and I don't think I've watched it from the beginning to the end. So, what about The Omen as well? We're starting to get a little bit of a memory coming back for spooky movies that I've seen. But talking about the old version of The Omen, I think they did a newer version that I haven't seen, but the old version, I think the good thing about that was the kid who actually played Damien because he had the look. He just looked like an evil kid. Well, that's just good acting on his part. And I think if you had a kid that wasn't very good at acting, then that's the kind of role that it wouldn't be very spooky. But yeah, he was certainly just perfect for that role. So that's one of those spooky movies. And I'm going to have a little look because, yes, DMA1972 said Tubular Bells, which, of course, you know, a lot of people are going to associate that with The Exorcist. But like I said, I haven't seen that the whole way through. So maybe I will have to just sit down. Oh, what about Poltergeist? There you go. There's another one. So Poltergeist, I think, was another one that I watched when I was probably younger than I needed to be to watch it. So yeah, that was a little bit spooky. And maybe it's something about TVs that I found spooky because, yeah, they have that in Poltergeist and The Ring. So Francis says Friday the 13th. And again, that's one that I haven't seen the whole way through. I've just seen scenes from it. And Deborah says the day the Earth stood still. Now that's one that I have seen the original, but I've seen the remake of it with Keanu Reeves. I think is the one that I'm thinking of. But yeah, I watched the original, and sometimes the original isn't quite as well. This is it. You get the flip side of the coin. Sometimes the remakes, when you've then seen just the remake, as I had, but then you know the original. I'm not sure what year the original was in or was made in, but you know, it was way ago. Was it in black and white? It might have even been in black and white. But anyway, I watched the remake first, not actually even realizing that it had been made previously. But then I watched the original, and you know, the original I really liked as well. So I was expecting that, you know, when you watch a remake and you're used to that, and then you go back and it's in black and white, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm getting confused with movies here, but I seem to think it was, you know, way back in the day that the original was made. So yeah, having then watched it, I was, you know, The Birds as well. What about that? Thinking about black and white movies that are a little bit scary. So yes, that's another one that we'll throw in there, but we're going to be naming movies all night, so we will move on. But thank you for that, Tammy. And just going to scroll up because Joyce has donated £20 and 67 pence. So thank you for that, Joyce. And scrolling down, the message is for Phil, who brilliantly analyses musical performances and entertains us with his music. So thank you for that, Joyce, for the kind words and for watching the channel and maybe, you know, hitting the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff, and maybe leaving a comment now and again. That's great as well. So thank you all for tuning in to the channel and doing all of those things. And if you want to subscribe, that's great as well. It means you'll never miss a video. Let me give a quick plug of the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you guys want to join in over there as well and continue the conversation from the live graveyard tonight, then you can do over there. If you are a Facebook user, that's where Vince hosts the after party. So yeah, head over there. Thank you for that, Joyce. And scrolling up or refreshing, we have Maria in there, who has donated £1 and 65 pence. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, olden day cat gut strings were never made from cats. They were made from cows' intestines. Spike those likes, everyone. So thank you for that, Maria. And yes, this is, I think, what I'm thinking of, maybe sheep as well. They might have made them from sheep's guts as well. So yeah, it might have been multiple animals, but yeah, not cats. So yeah, the cat gut strings. I think there's an analysis video at some point where I did discuss, or maybe it's in a live stream before, I can't remember, but we were talking about gut strings. I don't know why it came up, but I suppose on Halloween, that's a good time to be talking about things like that, I guess. But thank you, Maria, for that donation for £1 and 65 pence. And I mean, I still, you know, saying about animal rights and all that kinds of things. I'm not sure whether, I don't know whether, yeah, animals that, you eat have the same rights. I assume that they do, and that they are, well, they should be treated well. There are so many documentaries nowadays where they actually go into these places and find that, yeah, their lives aren't quite as nice as everyone would lead you to believe on the companies that sell the products. But anyway, let's not get into all of that. But thank you, Maria, for just making that distinction. Kevin has donated £1 as well. Thank you for that, Kevin. And the message is happy 58th birthday to the Thunder God, Rick Allen. So thank you for that, Kevin. And I'm just going to scroll up because another one's come through from Laura. So thank you for this, Laura. Actually, what I'm going to jump into, I can see that there has been another one that's come through in the Super Chat window. So don't worry, I will jump into those. It's just, for some reason, I think YouTube has changed this screen in front to make the colours jump out a little bit more. Or maybe it's because I'm in a slightly more colourful environment for tonight that they're popping out a little bit more. But certainly on the Super Chat screen I've got in front of me, the colours are a little bit brighter. So I'll tell you what, we'll just address this donation from Laura as we have started it. So Laura donated £25. Thank you for that, Laura. And scrolling down to the message, it says, now that you're settled into your house studio, was it a good move for you? It looks great on the screen with your guitars close by. A little bit hidden by cobwebs tonight, but thank you for that, Laura. And yes, I think it was definitely a wise move because out in the studio, it's a lot colder. It takes maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour just to warm the room up. So yeah, a bit of a nightmare. And in here, of course, because it's enclosed and it's not just got a wall, because, in the studio, it's just the wall, and then the other side of that wall is brick, and then you're open to the elements. So that's why in the summer it gets really hot, in the winter it gets really cold. So yeah, it's not particularly good, even though you can't feel the temperature when I'm doing live streams and videos. But yes, certainly it's a better setup to actually bring everything inside and do things in this room. And with this room, I've kind of got free reign to just, put the, sound treatment on the walls, the foam behind me and in, the corners over there, so that it sounds a little bit better and not as echoey as out in the studio, because that was another thing that happened out there. You got a lot more, for one thing, just resonance that you didn't want, just resonant frequencies that would just hum sometimes when you hit that frequency, usually at, I think, around 160 hertz, something like that. So that was a bit of a pain. But in here, because I can deaden the room a little bit more, it means that you get a bit of a better sound and it doesn't sound as echoey or, have that, that delay sound on there. So anyway, or natural delay of my voice hitting a wall and then coming back. So thank you for that, Laura. And I'm just going to scroll up again because Pamela has donated £10 and 75 pence. So thank you for that, Pamela. And the message is live stream support for Phil. So thank you for that one. And just scrolling up because Susan has donated £10. Thank you for that, Susan. And the message is, hello, Phil. Dennis wants to know if you've ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show at a cinema with all the props. Susan, so thank you for that, Susan. And I haven't seen, again, this is another movie that I haven't watched from the beginning to the end. Obviously, the songs, everybody knows the songs, and I know the songs without watching the movies. And I think maybe this is the same thing as any really popular musical, like a movie that's released, like Grease. Even if people haven't seen Grease, people know the songs from Grease because they were so popular. So I think it's the same with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But again, it falls into that category of a movie that I haven't seen all the way through. So yes, I haven't seen it the whole way through. I've just seen sections of it, probably most likely the sections with the songs, rather than watching the bits between the songs. But thank you for that, Susan, and Dennis for asking. And Carla has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Carla. And the message is, Halloween songs for me is Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare, and Ballad of Dwight Fry. So thank you for that, Carla. We get a couple more songs added to the list, as well as that kind of list of movies that we had. But thank you for adding those, Carla. Right. Let's see where we are at. 41 minutes past midnight already. But by the way, guys, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could do, to get ourselves closer to the target of 375, which is a huge target for tonight, by the way. And it means that we're looking for more likes. So we are at 287, which means we're looking for, I don't know, 88. Maybe 88 likes. I don't know whether that's true or not. And now it is 88. So, this is much too difficult for me to actually work it out. So 275 would be 100. And we're 12 off that, are we? Anyway, however many we're looking for, that's what we're looking for. So, is it now 85? Maybe it's 85. Now, maybe it's 83. Anyway, that's my test for tonight on the maths. As I always say, we say maths here in the UK. I know that everywhere else or in the USA you say math, but that is me trying to work out the math for tonight. And is it now 80 that we're looking for? Hopefully I'm getting somewhere close. But the most important thing is if you guys want to hit that thumbs up, it would be great to get ourselves closer to that target and closer to 300. We're only looking for 3 more people to get ourselves to 300, which would be great. And only 1 away now. And let me just jump into the super chat window, because we had one that came in from WMA or WMAU Bill. So thank you, Bill, for that donation. And I think this is a username that I struggled with before when Bill donated. So thank you for that, Bill. It was a donation of $4.99, and the message was, Aloha, Phil. So aloha to you, Bill, as well. Orlando donated $2. Thank you for that, Orlando. Again, the message is, I worked overtime and then overslept. Here I am. So Orlando... what did I almost say there? Orlando. That would have been Orlando. So there you go. There's Orlando's new name. And it sounds like maybe a female character or female version of Orlando. We have Orlando. So, but thank you for that. We tend to have that once in a live stream, sometimes more, where my brain moves letters from words and names. But thank you for that, Orlando. And I'm just going to have to try and get that name out of my head now, Orlando. But thank you, Jennifer, as well, who has donated $5. And thank you for that again. The message is, Phil, even worse, back in the day, they used cat gut for stitches before they made the ones we have now. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And yeah, we don't even want to start talking about some of the things they did back in the day before, anesthetics and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it wasn't very nice at all. But anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. And Bill has donated $1.99. Again, thank you for that, Bill. And the message is, Phil, can you do a video on Eric Gales? So Eric is here somewhere on the channel at least once, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he's here more than once. So you'll be able to find those analysis videos on the channel somewhere. If you just type in Eric Gale's name and then Wings of Pegasus or British guitarist analysis and then Eric Gales, you should be able to find that. So thank you for that donation, Bill. Right. Let me just jump over to the PayPal window, because I think we're up to date, or we're up to date now, because Robert has just popped in with the £16.53 donation. So thank you for that, Robert. And that is a straight up donation without a message. So let's try and keep organised for tonight's live stream, special Halloween live stream, if you didn't notice, with everything going on. And we are at 45 minutes past midnight here in the UK. So what we'll do is probably jump into the vote for tonight's cover. Let's see if we can get this nice and organized, because we do have a couple of pictures to look at tonight, maybe a few pictures, I can't remember, but we do have a pick roulette, so we're going to have to be organized in order to get that on the go. But keep on hitting that thumbs up if you haven't done that yet, because we are closing in on 375. We still got a bit of time before the end of the live stream, so every single thumbs up counts. If you haven't used your thumbs up yet, that would be great. But let's stop the poll for the cover tonight, and let me click on that in order to make it official. And going through, it looks like we have a winner, and the winner is All Right Now. So that is what we're going to be jumping into, and thank you guys for voting for tonight's cover video, but thank you guys for requesting it over on Patreon. And let me just give a quick plug of Patreon. If you guys want to get involved on a deeper level and, you know, become part of the channel, really. I mean, I'm over there every night doing an update and doing the posts that I do on YouTube, but on Patreon as well. You can direct message me if you want to as well. So yeah, you can head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, and there it is. It hides behind, I wonder if, I don't know whether this is a little bit too risky to try and move this, but it's you'll have to take my word for it. It's wingsofpegasus.com/ No, it's not. It's patreon.com. It's because I'm reading and trying to scroll through. I'm going to try and move this because I've found the Patreon link. It's patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And I'm not sure whether I should try and move this or not. I'm not going to try and move it because last time I did, the whole thing froze and we had to stop the live stream. So I'm going to get rid of that. And let me just move it one and see what happens. And it worked, moving it once. I'm not sure whether I can move it all the way up to the top. And I mean, this is highly risky, but I am doing it as we speak to see if I can get the link at the top. Fingers crossed. I might freeze for a second. And let's have a look at this to see if it... I'm just playing around with the live stream settings and see what happens. There we have it. So I've moved the layer all the way to the top, so that, I mean, everything you can see on the screen is a layer that I have designed and organized. And sometimes the layers overlap in a way that you don't want them to, but there we go. That's it. Patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. And the other link that I started to say was wingsofpegasus.com. So you guys can get involved over on Patreon, and you can just check everything out on wingsofpegasus.com if you want to, because that's where all my music is. You can download my album called Persistence. That's where the song called Haunted that we started with, that's where you can get your hands on that as well. So let's get rid of that and let's jump into, and by the way, a big thank you to everybody for your support to allow me to buy the new Mac Studio computer that I bought earlier in the year, because, I mean, it's only, what, a couple of months ago, maybe a few months ago, because doing what I just did would have definitely crashed the other computer, dragging this while live streaming to a different layer, organizing the things that I've got on screen. So I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I was able to do that purely because of your support. So thank you guys so much for that, allowing me to get this computer, which is a little bit faster and can deal with a little bit more information at once. But we are going to be jumping into this cover. Thank you guys for voting for it. It's my version of All Right Now by 3, of course. And I'll see you guys after. Rock!
There she stood in the street, smiling from her home to my place, watching every move on her face. And she said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shape? I said, slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? And she said, love, Lord above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. Ow! Alright now, baby, it's alright now. Alright now, baby, it's alright now.
And there we have it. That was my version of All Right Now. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for voting for it. Okay, keeping organised. We have another few donations to get through over on PayPal. So thank you guys for these. And just scrolling up because Carl, let me get this up on screen. Carl donated £10. So thank you for that, Carl. And I'm just going to scroll down to see the message. And the message is, thanks for the birthday wishes. Have some pizza on me. So thank you, Carl, for that. And I hope you have a fantastic birthday. And I did have pizza the other day, but it wasn't a proper pizza, like a fast food pizza that you order in. It's just a store-bought pizza. But it was very nice. I believe it was a sourdough crust type pizza. So yeah, it tasted a little bit different, but I liked it. So thank you for that, Carl. I'll put that in the kitty for a proper pizza in the future, as in, you know, ordered in from, you know, most likely Domino's, or going to pick it up from Domino's, because when you order, and this is another thing, that the prices for pizzas have just gone sky high. I remember when I was at uni, for a large pizza, it was £13.99. And now I believe that it is $18.99 or $19.99 for a large pizza at Domino's. So that's like a £7 increase. So I'm not sure what, that's about $10 increase just for the same pizza. So yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But if you go and pick it up, then you get it for like half price. So that's what I tend to do. Jump in the car, go and pick it up to save some money, because it is ridiculous when we start, you know, even, you know, thinking about like £20 on a pizza. I mean, that is ridiculous. Try to think of what, I mean, when I was a kid, £20 would have taken 3, 6, 9, 12, probably about 12 months, maybe a little bit longer than that to save up for in pocket money. So yeah, £20 is ridiculous for a pizza. So I'm sure some people pay that, but if you can get it for half price by going and picking it up, then that's what I do. Actually, I think it might be $7.99 if you go and pick it up. So I don't know whether they're saying that, once they get in their car, it's going to now cost £12 in petrol to drop it off, literally a 2-minute drive away. But yeah, crazy money. But anyway, thank you for that, Carl, because when I go and pick up the pizza, it means that will cover the costs. So thank you for that, Carl. I will have to do that sometime soon. And yes, as always, I am hungry on tonight's live stream because earlier I just had a salad, a chicken salad, and actually with some sweet potato fries. So yeah, it wasn't a huge meal, probably quite healthy, but yeah, unfortunately now very hungry. But thank you for that, Carl, and I'll try and avoid thinking about pizza any longer and move to this donation that has come through from Kim, and I'm not sure why it keeps disappearing from my screen on the left hand side, so let me grab that. Okay, right, so yeah, Kim has donated £10. Thank you for that, Kim. And the message is: hi Phil, have you ever had an experience that you found to be a bit spooky, weird, or possibly supernatural? I'm not sure. Nothing springs to mind. All I've really, heard about is on TV, and I think this is why I have the laid-back attitude or quite an open mind about all of these kinds of things, that I think that, there is something else outside of what we know, but we don't really understand what it is yet, whether that's linked to, ghosts, spooky stuff, supernatural, or religion, all these different things that, I can't really attribute any one thing to, weird stories that people say about, things happening. And I watched something recently where it was a woman who had been murdered, who worked with somebody, just somebody who worked, I think, in the same hospital, who was very good friends with her. She, the woman who was still alive, and the woman who was murdered, the woman who was still alive, in her sleep, spoke to the woman's husband about, and this is going to be too complicated, actually, my dad got confused when I was trying to explain this story to him, but something that I've seen on TV. Basically, the very good friend of the woman who got murdered, she told her husband, as in her real life husband, the woman who didn't get murdered, so they weren't related to the woman at all who did get murdered, but during her sleep she told her husband, and was possessed by this woman, because she told the woman who murdered her all that kind of stuff, all the information, where the evidence was the fact that the murderer had actually taken some of her jewelry and given it to her girlfriend. Anyway, long story short, the investigating officer said that he has no explanation for how that happened, how potentially somebody who has died can then possess somebody else and give all the information, because they didn't have anything to go on until they got this phone call. And he said, it's very difficult filling out the police form, because they indeed did an investigation, went round to his house and found that they did have, or he had, the jewellery from the woman, and it had indeed been given to his girlfriend, because they interviewed the girlfriend separately, and the family from the woman who got murdered, they recognised the jewellery and said, yes, that's her necklace, that's her ring, and the girlfriend then confirmed that she had only just recently been giving it to her by the jewelry to her by her boyfriend, and then the boyfriend came in and confessed and said that he did murder this woman. Anyway, spooky stuff, but I'm sure you didn't understand any of that, because I wasn't very good at relaying. I mean, this was like an hour's show, so they had a long time to explain exactly what happened. But that was weird, but it hasn't happened to me, and of course, as Judge Judy would say, that's all hearsay. But I haven't really experienced anything that springs to mind that's really weird that, you know, makes me think about that. But the amount of stories and things that you do hear about and that I hear about, it means that, yeah, you think maybe there's something going on that is something we don't understand. And whether it's, I know that a lot of people will relate that, or I don't know, they'll find the explanation for that through religion and faith, but I'm not sure whether it's to do with that. Obviously, if you believe in something, then you might attribute those things to what you believe in. But then if you don't believe in anything, then you have to think, well, what are these things? What are the explanations? Maybe we don't understand it. And then you have this Skinwalker Ranch program that I've spoken about, you know, with potential aliens and spacecrafts and all that kind of stuff, because maybe it's to do with that. And maybe everything that people, I don't know, attribute to religion, maybe it is something that's another race or aliens that are existing, and they have existed for millions of years, and at no point were they ever wiped out. So then they have the we don't have the technology ourselves. We've just got the technology for the last kind of 3,000, 4,000 years, something like that. So then if you try and get in your head, imagine if humans have been around for millions of years, what the technology would be like. Because, I mean, just thinking about now, from 0 to 2000, we've come up with quite a lot. So, yeah, who knows? Anyway, thank you for that, Kim. But yeah, supernatural, weird, spooky, nothing that's, you know, happened to me personally. But maybe I would probably maybe go to a haunted house or something, spend a bit of time there and see what happens, because I'd like to try and be objective about it. I know that on some of those shows they start screaming and running around, whereas if I got a reaction from something, I would try and get more of a reaction and try and be objective and say, right, what can be the explanation for what we're seeing or what we're hearing? Anyway, thank you for that, Kim. Let's scroll up, because Robert has donated £10 and 9p. Thank you for that, Robert. And the message is, please review Diane's shirt sometime. So thank you for that, Robert. And I will add Diane to my list. So we're pretty much up to date. And by the way, guys, if you can hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. 344 at the moment. So we're looking for 31, is that? In order to get up to 375 on tonight's special Halloween live stream. And I did notice earlier on about the dates later in the year that, I'm not sure which day was which, but there is either Christmas Eve, well, it's either a Tuesday or a Saturday. It might be a Saturday night, actually, that Christmas Eve falls on, and therefore New Year's Eve falls on as well. So it means that we will be having our Christmas Eve live stream and New Year's Eve live stream this year, because it is falling on a Saturday, I believe. Or it might be a Tuesday, but anyway, any which way, it's going to be landing on a live stream day. So yeah, look out for that at the end of the year, because those ones are always a little bit crazy, but crazy in a good way. Right, let's just scroll up, because Lynn has donated £62. Thank you for that, Lynn. A very kind donation. And the message is Judge Judy and Skinwalker Ranch. Score Phil. So thank you for that, Lynn. And yeah, two of the shows that I do watch. And I mean, Judge Judy is one of those that I have sometimes just on in the background when I'm doing, you know, planning for videos and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do like a bit of Judge Judy. I just can't believe like how many cases that she's done. She must have been going for years and years and years and years. Because even though, you know, it's pretty much on all the time, I think it's on CBS Reality is the channel where they just have Judge Judy back to back, just literally pretty much all day. So yeah, and she's just constantly working, or did constantly work. So yeah, I do like a bit of Judge Judy. Anyway, thank you for that, Lynn. Right, let's get into the pictures that I mentioned before we got into the cover video. And let me actually find where these are, because I have to go to a different place. And we have a Rocker Girl who has uploaded this one, so thank you for this. And you can see that she's got the Wings of Pegasus tumbler. So yeah, very good for winter, for keeping your drinks nice and warm for a very long time. So thank you for that, Rocker Girl. And then we have Bob, who is very much getting into the swing of things. With the Halloween vibe and theme going on. So, and we can see that Bob's got the Wings of Pegasus. I think that's the glow-in-the-dark tumbler. So thank you, Bob, for getting in the mood as well. And Bob really does suit the screen at the moment because we have the pumpkin on the left-hand side. And I think he's got... Is that pumpkins as well? Either on his jacket or on his tie. It might be a whole jacket that is very much Halloween themed, and that hat, of course. So, thank you for that one, Bob. And those are the pictures for tonight. If you guys want to upload pictures of yourselves, if you have any merchandise, then you can head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook that I mentioned earlier. So... we are now going to be jumping into tonight's pick roulette. So if somebody wants to be the top tip before we spin the wheel, then let me know now in the live graveyard. And I'll keep an eye on that. Actually, we'll jump into it and hopefully I have set up everything as needs be set up in order for this to work. So we'll jump into tonight's pick roulette. I hope, I hope you guys are on that wheel. But if this is your first live stream, hello, first of all. But you can get your names on next week's pick roulette wheel if we hit our target of 375. That's what we're looking for. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up, be much appreciated if you could do that, because we are... oh, what's that? 16 away, I think. So I'll keep an eye on that likeometer because we're looking for 16 more people to hit that thumbs up. Maybe that can happen during this pick roulette. Anyway, let's get the pick roulette up on screen, and I can see that Rocker Girl, who we just saw, says pick me. So we will pick Rocker Girl for the top tip tonight. And there we go. Right, so let's jump into tonight's pick roulette. Good luck, everybody, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock! So let's get the wheel up on screen, and there it is. If this is your first time seeing the pick roulette wheel, the darker segments here are the t-shirt roulette. So if we land on one of those, then we have a t-shirt roulette. You win a signed Wings of Pegasus t-shirt. This custom made as well. And I'm having a quick look on here to see if I can see Rocker Girl anywhere. But I can't at the oh, here we go. There is Rocker Girl going through. So as you guys will know, I have a 0% winning record of picking the top tip, so we'll give the wheel a spin and see who's gonna win. Here we go through, and what are we doing time wise? Oh, 9 minutes past 1. So guys, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, we could do with every single one possible, because we've got what, about 5 minutes left of the live stream and the wheel is slowing down. So let's see where we're ending up. And I can see that Rocker Girl is up here, so it's not going to be a top tip winner tonight. Are we going to get to a t-shirt? It's going to be close, and we are going to have a t-shirt roulette tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get rid of that. Wait for the applause to die down. And we're going to spin the wheel again, because we need to find a winner for the Wings of Pegasus signed pick. And then we're going to have the t-shirt roulette after this. So it's going to be a roulette fest for tonight's Halloween live stream. We are slowing down. And never fear, if we land on a t-shirt again, we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to land on a name at some point. And I wonder whether it's just, I wonder if by just resetting it, oh no, I thought it was going to land in exactly the same place, but we have Lisa A, or is it going to get as far as Alice? And it is, and there we have it. Alice is the winner of tonight's signed Wings of Pegasus pick. So congratulations to you, Alice. If you can let yourself be known to Carla in that live chat room, that would be much appreciated so that she can get everything that she needs from you to get that pick sent off to you. Right, let's have a jump over to the t-shirt roulette wheel. Here it is. And I don't know if Rocker Girl is on this wheel as well. I'm trying to see, but I can't see the name. Anyway, let's give the wheel a spin and just not spend the whole live stream trying to see Rocker Girl's name on there. But of course, if we land on Rocker Girl's name, I'm going to absolutely claim that as a top tip win. So this is for the custom made Wings of Pegasus t-shirt that is signed, and it is actually bleached into the material. You can see it in the middle of the pick roulette wheel, the t-shirt roulette wheel. Right, oh, there was Rocker Girl. So quite close, but is it going to be Lillian or maybe Mimi? 3, 2, 1. And there it is. So congratulations to Mimi. You have won the signed Wings of Pegasus custom made t-shirt. So if you can let yourself be known to Carla in the live chat room, that would be much appreciated. So again, Carla can get everything that she needs from you to get that t-shirt sent off to you. So commiserations to everybody else that didn't win, Rocker Girl as well, for being the top tip tonight and not winning. But as I always say, you can double your chances of winning by entering in and tuning in to the Tuesday pick roulette, but just the Tuesday live streams and the Saturday live streams as well. Same time, same place. 12 midnight, I believe, Greenwich Mean Time now. Maybe that'll work because we're no longer in summertime. So let's get everything back to being organized on the screen, and there we have it. So let's have a look at our likes ghoul. We are looking for 7 more people to hit that thumbs up. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, it would be much appreciated if you could do that, because we are looking for 375 in order to have a pick roulette next week. And we still have a little bit of time left of tonight's live stream, but we are running out of time very quickly. Let me just head over to the PayPal donations window, because Maria has donated £1.65. So thank you for that, Maria. And there's a message with this, so let me just scroll down. And the message is, Phil, Christmas is on a Sunday, New Year's Eve is on a Saturday. Spike those likes, so thank you for that. So yeah, my suspicions were correct when I was checking it out earlier, that it is going to be a Saturday night, so we'll be fine for the live streams. And I can see that, yes, we were looking for 5 or 6 more people, now 4 more people. So anybody in that live chat room, if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. I mean, it really does help the channel to grow on the whole, but for this live stream to get out there, but these live streams just in general to get out there a little bit more. So we're dancing between, some people are doing lots of double clicks. So I think the highest we got to was 371. So whatever the highest number is, that's what we take, because that's obviously meant that somebody's clicked it and they haven't done the double click by accident, and then it gets taken away. So if we get 2 more people in the live chat room, if we do get 2 more clicks, then we will have a pick roulette next week, and we're looking for 1 more person. And I mean, I can see that Steve says ghoul, as in hitting the target, but on my screen it doesn't say ghoul yet. So I'm not sure whether on some people's screens maybe that's the reason that it looks like it's changing, going up and down on my screen. And there we have it. We have hit the target. So maybe on other people's screens they can see it more quickly than I can see it, because yeah, now it's up to 377. So we have hit the target for tonight, which means we're going to be opening the entries for next week's pick roulette. And in order to get your name on the pick roulette wheel next week, this is what you have to do. You have to type at Carla and Carla Murray. You have to tag Carla in your comment by typing at Carla Murray and then type I agree like that. So you'll be able to see my comment go through the live graveyard soon, and if this is your first attempt at getting your name on the pick roulette wheel, just copy what everyone's about to do in that live chat room. You'll be able to see that all go through. So now, because we are actually right at the end of the live stream, I haven't uploaded yet the new fill tune, but maybe I can do that for Saturday. So I think I finished it, maybe. So I'm gonna have to double check. So it might be released on Saturday, another fill tune. So join in for that. But last time, actually the last two live streams, I've done a little bit of guitar, waiting for all of the I agrees to go through. And I'm not sure whether I'm gonna have to actually kind of move so that I can actually grab a guitar from the wall. I'm kind of looking at this live graveyard to see the I agrees going through, and let me move this to see if it's going to work. I'm going to attempt. I'm just going to have to use the same track that we used last time because I haven't done like another backing track or anything, or maybe the I agree part of the live stream. It's just the same track, backing track all the time, the one that I made last time. So who knows? So let's have a grab back here and try not to knock everything over. So again, this is a bit random as to the levels. I've got a shirt on as well, which is probably going to, I don't know, lean on the strings. So we will see what happens. And let me see if you guys can hear that. Can you guys hear that? I do not know. Okay, it looks like it's registering on the screen, which is good. Right, so here we go. Everybody type I agree to get your name on next week's pick roulette wheel. And here we go with the I agree backing track. Hopefully this is going to be the same level that it was last time. And what I like is because I did it so quickly, you can still hear the click track that I was playing to because it's obviously coming out the speakers. I didn't put on headphones and do it all like that. So that's it. And we might be able to do a little bit of okay, well, yeah, we have got a little bit of wah-wah, I think. It's a little bit quiet, but hopefully it's loud for you guys. It's just quiet for me. I just have to try and deal with it. I was just reading that Desert Deluge says click track sounds like a cowbell. Laugh out loud. Whenever cowbell's mentioned, yeah, I have a little giggle inside. So yeah, I've got to focus on playing the guitar. But anyway, keep typing I agree if you want to get your name on next week's pick roulette wheel. So that's what we're going to be looking for in the live graveyard. A little bit of time left. Final call for the I agrees. Okay, Kevin says, sounds great, but needs more cowbell. I think that was about to say. Oh. I think we're pretty much going to be there. I haven't seen any I agrees for a while. Okay. Yeah, Robert says, should have played with the mask on. Yeah, well, that could have been dangerous, literally not being able to see anything. That's also the problem, because it's quite dark. Actually seeing where I am on the fretboard, the gem is not the best for kind of navigating. So yeah, hopefully some of these notes are actually in tune, fingers crossed. Okay, Scotsman says, is this still live? Yes, we're still live, and final call for the I agrees, but we're going to be calling it to a close soon. This is the I agree backing track, as we now call it. Okay, I think we're pretty much going to be calling it to a close. And I think we're going to be calling it to a close. And we stopped the I agree backing track. So thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, Scotsman literally says I agree, and we've got another couple of I agrees going through, and I don't know whether I can go through. Hang on, there's still another I agree that's going to go through. So okay, I think we're going to be calling it to a close now. And final run. Oh, that was perfect. I did like a really stupid bad run to finish with, and the crash happened right at the end. So that was destiny, me being stupid, and the backing track actually made it possible to sound like we meant it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, for hitting that thumbs up, and yeah, hopefully you've got your name on next week's Pick Roulette wheel. We are going to be doing another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. And yeah, this has been a bit of a special Halloween live stream, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And we're going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, of course. Same time, same place, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. So tune in then if you get a chance. So it'd be great to see you. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Big shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job on the special Halloween live stream tonight, but just across all of the live streams. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!